What if someone you felt you knew and saw every day suddenly appeared to be someone you had never seen before? Fans are currently saying that about Rachael Ray. Fans claim they do not even recognize the cheerful, vivacious chef who was once the face we all know. And everyone is questioning what happened to her. You should take a deep breath before you see her today. You won't believe how enormous and startling the answer is. May 2025 is when the narrative starts. In honor of Mother's Day, Rachael shared a video. She was discussing her past while wearing spectacles in her kitchen. She related how, when she first moved to New York City, she was extremely impoverished. She claimed that she was afraid to inform her mother that she didn't have any money and that she only made $40 a week. Fans, however, weren't paying attention to the plot. Their attention was on Rachael. The comment section went crazy. People were concerned. She sounded as though she was trembling. "Are you okay? You do not look well. She's unrecognizable," one person wrote. This wasn't the first instance. For months, this wave of worry had been growing. She shared other cooking videos back in the autumn of 2024 which left people feeling uneasy. The remarks were harsh. How did she end up? Is she all right? One individual wrote. Another added, "I must admit, I was surprised that this was her. It's not cruel. This is merely a comment." And Rachael Ray is the most prevalent. She seemed to have changed. Fans began pointing to particular objects. Her speech sounded slurred, they said. The fact that one side of her mouth seemed lower than the other alarmed some. Fearsome conjecture resulted from this. People were openly concerned that she had had a stroke. Other admirers conjectured even more sinister explanations for the modification. Some lawyers pleaded for leniency, speculating that she might be taking large amounts of steroids to treat a secret medical condition. Rachael has never responded to these remarks. Her health concerns have not been addressed. In contrast to the vibrant star we all knew, the woman in these videos appeared worn down and weak. The fans' perception was this: a woman who was shaking and unidentifiable. However, when she went out a month after that startling footage from May 2025, the woman on the red carpet gave a very different account. Rachael Ray made an extremely uncommon public appearance on June 12, 2025. She and her spouse, John Cusimano, attended in support of the North Shore Animal League, America's Rescue Celebration, a cause close to their hearts. This was a major occasion. There was Howard Stern. There was Hank Azaria. Even though Rachael was on the red carpet, she didn't appear weak. Photographers captured her beaming appearance. She was beaming. She was spotted holding pups for the cameras while posing for pictures with her spouse. She appeared content. She appeared well. For the majority of individuals, this was her first public appearance in a year. In June 2024, she made her most recent, significant appearance at the same event. This only deepened the uncertainty. How could this happy woman holding pups in June be the unidentifiable woman from the May video? Was she merely pretending to be brave? Was there something she was concealing? Where has she been if she is so content and well? Why does she rarely appear in public? All of this is a component of the mystery surrounding the disappearance. Rachael Ray was a part of our everyday life for 17 years. Rachael Ray, Her daytime chat program ran 5 days a week. Then, everything came to an end in 2023. Rachael simply disappeared from daytime television. A lot of people assumed she had just vanished. However, she has discussed this. She claims that she did not vanish. "I never stopped working," she says. Where did she go then? The first major revelation is the answer. She is no longer limited to New York. These days, Rachael Ray divides her time between New York and Tuscany, Italy, a small, sleepy hamlet. She stated that she would rather reside in Italy. A peaceful life is what she desires. She is only busy, she is not gone. She even started a new podcast, "I'll Sleep When I'm Dead," in late 2024, but she stopped it after only 8 episodes. Why? She explained to People magazine that it was because her own company had placed a sizable order for new programs. She is busier than ever and is leading a more tranquil life in a new nation. However, this only raises a more significant query. Why? Why leave a hit show that has been around for 17 years? Why relocate to Italy? Why was a peaceful life so desperately needed by her? You must comprehend the night that permanently altered her life in order to comprehend why she had to flee. You must return to the moment when her whole universe was reduced to ashes. Her world burnt down that night. The date was August 9, 2020. Rachael was in her Lake Luzerne, New York, home. This house, which she had designed herself, was her haven, tucked away in the woods. She was at home with her mother, her dog, Bella, and her husband, John. Then it began. She would go on to explain when she realized something wasn't right. Viewer footage showed tremendous flames shooting from the house, but she claimed, "I could hear the fire in the wall. I could hear electricity. I could hear danger." A fire had broken out and was moving quickly. The family and the dog were safe, but her house, her entire life, was gone. Rachael described the experience as blood-curdling. She stood on the road and witnessed her home being totally destroyed. She lost everything, but it was the little things that hurt the most. Later, she talked about what she lost, including notebooks and her husband's music books, which are more difficult to replace than clothing. She shared a heartbreaking story about a pizza oven in her house. She said that 12 or 13 days later, something fell and broke the pizza oven as well. In the days following the fire, she looked at the wreckage and assumed the pizza oven had survived because it was one small item that survived. However, she was mistaken. She informed her admirers, "These are the days we all have to be grateful for what we have, not what we've lost." But the trauma was deep. Her response at the time was incredible, and she expressed gratitude. The house was completely destroyed. Years later, she remarked in an emotional video, "This is the moment that changed her." Based on my own experience, I can say that when disaster strikes your home, your life changes forever. This is the before and after moment. It explains why she needs to live a more sedate life in Italy. It explains the trauma that fans may see in her face and hear in her voice. How could anyone survive that? How could anyone come back from witnessing their life being destroyed? In actuality, Rachael Ray has always been a fighter. She had previously been attacked. Rachael Ray lived in New York City in the 1990s, long before she became a TV star. She worked at Macy's at the candy counter, later managed the fresh foods department, and later helped open the renowned gourmet market known as Agata and Valentina. However, her life in the city was terrifying. She was robbed outside her Queens apartment by a man who slammed her against a door and jammed a gun in her back. She screamed and used a mace to fight him off, but the attack got worse. A few days later, her attacker reappeared, and he discovered her in the same spot. He dragged her into a side alley this time, and she later claimed, "He beat the crap out of me with his gun." She was only able to get away thanks to her dog, Liza, who chased and scared the man away. After the same man attacked her twice, she decided to leave Queens and return to her hometown upstate. Do you see the pattern? She fled after experiencing a terrible life-altering trauma in New York City, and she went on to rebuild her life upstate. Decades later, she fled after experiencing a terrible life-altering trauma with the fire, and she went on to rebuild her life in Italy. Her entire career was unintentionally created by that first escape, which occurred after the terrible attacks. After escaping New York City, Rachael returned upstate and worked as a food buyer at Cowan and Lowell, a gourmet market in Albany. She was not a trained chef, but she simply loved food, so she came up with the idea to start teaching a cooking class to help the store sell more food during the holidays. Her class, which she called 30-Nut Mediterranean Meals, was a big success. She was noticed by the local CBS station, WRGB, who liked her vivacious personality and her easy recipes. They gave her a weekly 30-Nut Meals segment on the local news, and that, along with her first cookbook, earned her a spot on the Today Show. And who was watching the Today Show? Food Network executives. After they saw her, fell in love with her, and offered her her first contract in 2001, 30-Minute Meals was born. Her career took off, and it was more than just 30 minutes of food. It was $40 a day, delicious travel, inside dishes, dozens of cookbooks, and her own magazine every day with Rachael Ray. It was her massively successful dog food company, Nutrish. She was the biggest celebrity in the food industry, relatable, and not a fancy chef. However, the woman who was attacked in that alley was going to be attacked again, this time by Martha Stewart, the Queen of Perfection, who was not one of us. Martha Stewart was troubled by Rachael Ray's success because Rachael was the new guard, focused on completing tasks quickly, and Martha was the old guard, focused on perfection. Martha did not like this. In a well-known interview, Martha attacked Rachael, claiming that Rachael is an entertainer and cannot bake. Martha did not stop there. The real drama was going on behind the scenes, and this is the part most people are unaware of. In September 2006, 4 of Martha Stewart's own employees were caught attempting to surreptitiously enter a taping of Ray's show as spies. Martha said, "and that's not good enough for me." She attacked Rachel's new cookbook, calling it simply a re-edit of many of her old recipes. According to a source, they were expelled for lying about their names, which demonstrates the extent of Rachel's threat. When Martha's team began spying on her, Rachael, the fighter, did not fight back. Instead, she prevailed by being herself. In response to Martha's remarks, Rachael stated, "I have nothing but respect for Martha. Her skill set is far beyond mine," she added, even concurring with her. She said, "I don't work for Martha," which was the ideal statement that summed up her entire brand. "I'd rather eat Martha's than mine too. I work for my audience." She prevailed. She was fighting Martha in public and facing additional issues in court. She was sued over her natural dog food. One lawsuit claimed it contained a chemical that kills marijuana. Another claimed it contained artificial preservatives. And the most bizarre lawsuit claimed they discovered dog DNA in her lamb recipe dog food. Rachael Ray was a fighter. She fought the queen of daytime TV and a mugger with a gun. She fought a devastating fire and lawsuits. After 17 years on her popular talk show, she was tired of fighting and ready for a new chapter. This raises the most important question of all. Why did she actually leave her show? The Rachael Ray Show ended in 2023, following 17 seasons and 17 years on top. The simple response is that they had experienced a drop in ratings, which is true, but her official statement tells the true story. "It's time for me to move on. My interests have changed from discussion shows to platforms that are not constrained by conventional distribution guidelines. What is meant by unencumbered by the traditional rules? Control is what it means. It implies that there are no ratings, no traditional regulations, no network managers, and no sponsors to appease. All of this relates to the fire. Recall that she used her small guest house to tape her show when her home burned down. She did everything alone, as did her husband John. A taste of a new lifestyle was given to her. "It was our little universe to be ourselves," she remarked. "Suddenly, we had to open the door for everyone." She learned from the fire that she yearned for her small world to return. She no longer wanted to invite everyone in. She therefore used power. She announced the debut of her new business, Free Food Studios, on the same day that it was announced that her 17-year talk show was coming to an end. She was not canceled. She never retired. She turned around. She started a new empire after leaving her previous one. She is also constructing it from a new residence. She basically made the house out of nothing. She is currently in her ideal Italian home here. This is the reward. Rachael Ray is now located here. Italy's Tuscany is where she is. She did not, however, merely purchase a stunning Italian home. She doesn't do that. A centuries-old stable was purchased by her. Water, power, heat, and plumbing were all absent when she purchased it. It was a long-abandoned ruin. Can you see it now? The ultimate rebuild is this one. Her haven, her home in New York, was destroyed by fire. It had vanished. She then traveled to Italy and discovered a ruin. She revived it. The pattern is exactly the same here. She reconstructed her New York home from memory after it burned down. She has a constructing obsession rather than a purchasing one. The whole crazy makeover was shown on her new show, Rachael Ray's Italian Dream Home. She constructed a music hall for her husband, John, but they had to dig floors merely to raise the ceilings. She even constructed a complete kitchen in the bedroom, which is a classic Rachael move. This property in Italy is not a place to go on vacation. It's her new workspace. For her new life, it is the new set, and it serves as her brand new empire's headquarters. She is currently engaged in this activity. She is currently like this. She is no longer a daytime TV host. She runs a studio. Free Food Studios was founded by her. She recently inked a huge new contract for 110 new episodes of programming, and the network A+E was so thrilled that they purchased a 50% part in it. She is the focal point of Homemade Nation, her own lifestyle block. Her new series are already airing. Rachael Ray in Tuscany is the first. It is shot from her Italian villa's brand new kitchen. She prepares regional specialities like chicken piccata and rabbit ragu. Her fantasy is coming true. Rachael Ray's Dinners in Minutes come in second. It's a novel twist on her traditional 30-minute meals. The third and most crucial show is the one that explains everything. The title is Rachael Ray's Rebuild. It's more than simply a show. She has a new mission. Her own home fire served as a direct inspiration. Rachael assists a different family whose lives have been ruined in each episode. She assists those who have lost their houses due to tornadoes, floods, or fires. She helps them by drawing on her own terrifying experience. A sobbing Rachael says it all in the show's promo. Rebuilding homes and lives is what I want to do. Fans are requesting this response. Is she all right? They spot a shaky, unrecognizable woman. However, they do not perceive a victim. A survivor is being seen by them. She's not damaged. She is in charge. She experienced the worst possible thing. Her life was devastated by a fire. She also made money out of her trauma. To aid others, she transformed her worst nightmare into a television program. And one final astounding fact gave her the ability to accomplish all of it. The estimated net worth of Rachael Ray is $100 million. All those years of television contributed to this enormous fortune. Her best-selling cookbooks were the source of it. It originated from her well-liked cookware line, and Nutrish, her pet food product, was a major contributor. That $100 million is more than simply a figure. It's liberty. It is the ability to leave a hit show that has been around for 17 years. The ability to refuse network overlords. It is the ability to purchase a stable in Italy without electricity and then spend a lot of money renovating it. It is the liberty to launch your own studio, employ your own team, and create a brand new business where you have complete control. Therefore, you are not witnessing a broken person when you see Rachael Ray, the woman in those troubling recordings. The face of someone who has experienced the fire is visible to you. The title's deep breath literally refers to something other than a tragedy. It's for the shock of knowing she didn't merely make it through. living in her ideal Italian villa and creating a new empire from the remains of her previous one. She is in charge.